Okay, straight up school. How to survive in New York with a hooptie, right? So okay, I took accounting and that was what I went to school for. So I'm really into money, numbers, and things like that, right? That's why I can survive very well on a very limited budget. What I do, I'm going to share with you. You may not agree, that's fine, but I'm going to explain the reasoning to you why. Because I learned a very long time ago, the first thing that you don't do is buy a car, a brand new car. You buy a used car, or a secondhand car, or a leased car, or you lease a car and then you buy it. But you don't buy a new car, because the moment you drive it off, it depreciates tremendously, like a lot. So you lose the value immediately. So I have a problem. I don't know what it is, but every time I drive a car, it lasts 2 to 4 years, and then the radiator blows. And I changed the radiator in this car, and then something else goes, and then something. So I'm clearly doing something wrong when I drive, and I admit it. So I'm not buying a new car until, one, I can afford to buy a replacement car cash. So if I'm buying a Mercedes, I need to be able to buy it cash, which is like $55,000. Plus, I need to have another $55,000 in case that breaks to get another one. I'll probably repair it, but just, that's just my mentality, because that's how my brain works with money. And if you know me, I buy 2 of everything, because it just makes sense. If one thing breaks, I have the replacement there. I'm not going crazy trying to buy it, waiting for it to arrive. I don't like it. I need peace of mind, right? So, with vehicles, I buy all my cars on Craigslist, all of them, unless it's referred by a friend, and even then, be careful, because that can cause bad blood, right? A friend or a family member. Or if it's free. Somebody gave it to me, because I've had people give me cars before. My uncle. And I buy cars under $1,000 on Craigslist. This one cost me $1,200. It's a 1997 Explorer. I love this car. I didn't think it was going to last me more than 2 years. I'm going on year number 3. I'm hoping that it makes another year number 4. Everybody told me I need to change a ton of things on it. I'm not fixing it, because I'm just going to wait for it to die, or something's going to happen, and then I'll just get another car, right? That's how I do things. And everyone's like, oh, you didn't fix this and blah, blah, blah. No. What you need to do when you buy a car is, the newer the car, the more expensive it's going to be to fix it. So if you lease a vehicle, you're like, oh, I'm leasing a vehicle, it's only $300 or $200 a month. Yeah, but the repairs on it are also going to be more expensive, and then you have to have maintenance, and then you're making a monthly payment, you're leasing it, but you don't get to keep it. So at the end of the lease, you got to give it back anyway. And everyone's like, yeah, but you can write it off on your taxes. And I'm like, yeah, if you have a business, that makes sense. But if you don't have a business and you're a person that's working, they're like, yeah, but I can get another car after the lease is over and switch it out. And I'm like, okay, but when you add up all the money you've been paying for leases, it's not worth it. You're getting screwed. And it doesn't make any sense unless you make a shitload of money and you can afford it, then do it, But if you're just an average person, leasing is not a smart option. Financing is a better option, but you don't want to finance a new car because you're financing it and it's depreciating right away. You want to finance a used car. Anyway, so what I do is I just buy a car for under $1,000 every 2 years. It's cheaper than a lease. To fix the parts are really cheap, because in every state there's usually a place where you can go where all the mechanics are, a place that's really cheap where you can get your cars fixed. It may be a little bit of a drive, but it's so worth it. And that's where I go. Over here in New York, it's Shea Stadium, and you go there and all the mechanics are there and they're pretty cheap. You know what I mean? And they just use replacement parts, or they cut the parts themselves, or it's really old school, the way mechanics used to be. Then everything is really cheap to fix, like $10 to $50 a repair. Like a muffler's $50. To change a mirror is $20. To change the door handles, $20. Whereas if you go everywhere else, they're gonna charge $100. It's like $50 for the part and whatever for the labor. Sometimes I ask them what parts I need, and then I go on eBay, I buy the parts, I bring it to them. I say, how much is it for the whole service? They tell me. I said, how much is it if I bring my own parts? They tell me. So then I go to eBay, I see if it's cheaper, and then I come back and I get the parts fixed. That's another way to do it. Well, this woman doesn't want to move. I'm waiting for her. And yeah. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you're on a specific budget and you can't really afford to have a really expensive car, you can always do that. Buy a used car, get it fixed at your local mechanic, and then take it from there, because not everybody can afford to buy a lot of cars, and most people can afford $500, so hope helps.